general thoughts, Mick, because they are a good Premier League team. They made 7 changes, I think, quite a few changes. But that's still a team that will probably win the championship, to be honest with you. With Harry Wilson and people like that. They've got some excellent players. But we defended, other than obviously the key moment, which we're going to talk about, I thought we defended really, really well.
Yeah, I thought we did. I thought it was a promising performance, to be honest with you. Organised again, like we have been away from home under Liam Richardson's tenure, to be honest. So it feels like another progression in terms of performance-wise. So yeah, I have no issues with it. I thought it was a decent enough performance. They did what the vast majority of Championship sides do, didn't they? And fanned about with ball for 90 minutes and looked dangerous occasionally. But they didn't really create a great deal, to be honest with you. I mean, Victor pulled off that one really good save. That straight at him, weren't it, really? 1-foot cameras. But yeah, good performance. Pleased with it. Very happy with it, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. Anonymous says decent performance against a solid Premier League team. Didn't give them too much. No, I think that's fair in terms of that. Let's talk about the lineup, Mick. We always, you said, like plenty of change. Obviously, Victor did start. But there were changes without being stupid. You know, we're not giving 17-year-old kids debuts and things such as that, which I think was the right thing to do. Obviously, in the midfield was where it really changed. Really, Klukas stayed in. Jamie Lindsay came back in, and Cafu came in for his first start in I don't know how long. And Jordan Hugill came in for Sam Nombe. Let's talk about the midfield, because I think it needs talking about. What were your general thoughts on midfield? I thought we lacked any sort of composure. Fulham are a good team, so they know when to press, how to press this, that, and the other. But we were never, until Tiahi came on, we were never in control of that midfield. And then when Tiahi came on, for me, it was instantly better. Instantly.
Yeah, it was. And we didn't really have a sitting holding midfielder. That's why. You know, Klukas was the best player in the world. He's not a holding midfielder.
Yeah.
Much as both he and Cafu tried to keep possession of the ball, they managed it to a degree, but not to any great extent. We didn't really have that kind of manpower in the midfield to keep hold of it. So yeah, it kept going back to him. But then I guess given the positions of both teams, you would expect that. You wouldn't expect us to maintain possession particularly, and we're not that kind of team anyway. So even more so. But you're right. When Tahi came on, different game altogether. It was a different game altogether, and certainly for me, for that last 20 minutes or so, we matched them. We matched the midfield without a doubt. You know, and I've seen a couple of comments from people saying, "Oh, Fulham had another gear to go in and everything else." Well, I'm not buying that one. I'm not buying that at all, because at 1-0, you're always in danger. Always in danger. It doesn't matter who you're playing, whether you're playing, you know, Arsenal or whether you're playing somebody from bottom of League Two. At 1-0, you're in danger. You know, anything could happen. So they brought on some big guns trying to tie up the game, and it made no impact at all. But that was because the midfield had changed, and we were able to maintain possession a lot better with Tahi in there. So it was a struggle to start with, I agree, in midfield, and they kept coming and not really having any end product, did they? So yeah, it was a makeshift team, if you like. It wasn't, you know, a team that we were going to start in the league, but they gave a very, very good account of themselves because they were organised, you know, and defensively we were very strong. So yeah, I'm comfortable with it. I'm comfortable with the performance right across the 90 minutes, to be honest, with the exception of the goal. But we'll come on to that, because I may have a different viewpoint to some.
Seb Revan gave the ball away. It's sloppy all round. Seb Revan had the ball, so he's going to get the stick. But I don't know. He didn't have any options, which put him in trouble to start with. With hindsight, he should have just gone route one. But that's obviously not what Liam Richards is trying to do, I don't think, all the time anyway.
No, I mean, we started to play it out from the back, and sometimes, and I'm all for it. Sometimes, you know, just not every single time. For me, I have to blame probably the person responsible for that goal is Cafu, because he if we're going to play it out from the back, your midfielders have got to be aware and they've got to create some space and they've got to make themselves available for balls. And Cafu just hid behind one of the Fulham strikers, and wherever the striker went, he went, which gave Revan no options whatsoever. So yes, you could argue he should have just pumped it long. Yeah, he didn't. He tried to take the player on, and unfortunately, he got found out. And that's not the first time he's done that. So yeah, it's a disappointment, but the midfield have got to help the defence. If we are going to be starting to play that way, the midfielders, Lucas, Cafu, Rathbone, whoever's on the pitch, had Taihi been on the pitch at that point, that would have been a simple ball to the edge of the 18-yard box and would have been away. That without a doubt. And it wasn't done. So whilst Revan needs to take some of the responsibility for not just hoofing it long, there's a reason why he didn't want to do that. And that's obviously the way that Liam Richardson's wanting us to play at times. But you've got to think on your feet, and it should have probably gone long. But Cafu had to make himself available. He was free. You know, he could have just stepped forward and taken the ball and just given it back if necessary. But he didn't. So, you know, it's what it is. It's a great finish. It's a great finish.
The striker, but Dico Rui, he still had a lot to do from where he got the ball. He had to be as good as it was for it to actually go in, because Victor saves it otherwise, doesn't he? It was that good.
He hit it absolutely sweet as a nut, and I did not. I think Victor would have got to it, but it hit it with such pace that, you know, nobody's stopping that. But yeah, midfield needs to be much more switched on.